Hey, VA fam. I am so excited to welcome you back to Brown Ambition. I am thrilled to bring you this story. It's all about shaking up the status quo of family, friendship, and home. So if you've ever wondered what it takes to build your own damn village, you're going to want to hear this. We've got NPR host Ayesha Rascoe. I know you're going to recognize her voice. It'll bring you such cozy comfort because you probably heard her, along with her longtime best friend, journalist Jasmin Melvin Hudson. Now, these two ladies recently made the bold decision to buy a house together, combining their families, their finances, their whole entire lives to embark on a journey of platonic co-parenting. For nearly 2 decades, Ayesha and Jasmine have been best friend goals, bestie goals, y'all. Been by each other's side from their Howard University days, working at the campus newspaper, shout out to the Hilltop, to building careers in journalism and eventually supporting one another through their divorces, their motherhood journeys, and career pivots. This year, they joined forces for real, moving in together with their 5 kids, and together they're proving just how powerful friendship, sisterhood can be as the foundation for family and stability. So in today's interview, I get to dive in with Jasmine and Ayesha and ask them how they made this big home buying leap together. What's it like? What's the reality of day-to-day living with your best friend and her children? How are you managing things financially? How has it been for you as friends, as women who are still, maybe having romantic relationships, but then also raising your family and kids together? And honestly, what I can say is you're going to hear this conversation. And I told them at the end of it, like, y'all were everything I wanted you to be. You are the dream. You're living the dream. And I left it truly as inspired as I was as the first time I saw the picture of them that Aisha posted on her IG announcing this new platonic partnership and moving in together. I just felt so inspired and so happy for them. And I hope that it inspires you to be a fam, to create the community and the village and be intentional about building the support that you need and being intentional about saying what it is that you need. You never know your friends, the people that are, off in their own world, making their lives work the same way you're making them work. We're all having the same struggles. And if one of us is just brave enough, like Ayesha was, to say, like, hey, maybe we could do this a little bit differently. Maybe we could support each other in new and in even better ways, especially at a crazy time like this. So I hope this show, whether you're curious about non-traditional family relationships, family arrangements, or just looking for, like I was, a little inspo in a world that's often asking us to choose between ambition and seeking support, you're going to find plenty of wisdom and even some laughs in this story. So grab your headphones, get comfy, and let's welcome Ayesha Rascoe and Jasmin Melvin Hudson to Brown Ambition. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about y'all, your friendship first and foremost. Y'all met when?
Well, so we met back in college. We both went to Howard, but we weren't besties back in college. I was a year ahead of Jasmine, but we both worked for the Hilltop. I was editor in chief, and she says I was kind of mean back then.
She was. Well, I wouldn't say mean. She was very serious and down to the point. Like when we were at the newspaper, it was like you didn't want to mess with her. You didn't want your stories to be in late.
Real.
And we tried to be really tough in our interviews, like serious. But yeah, but Jasmine was a copy editor. Were you copy chief? Did you become copy chief?
So when I started, no, I was maybe assistant copy chief.
She was like
something like that.
Yeah. So we were cool then, but we knew each other. We weren't close. Then afterwards, I started working at Reuters and as a news assistant, and then right out of college, and then I moved up. I got a promotion. I became an energy reporter, and then they were. Well, actually, wait. Let me go back. So I was working at Reuters, and then I was an intern first, and then they were looking for a new intern. Were you an intern? How did this happen?
Basically, I followed behind you. I guess you graduated, became an intern, and then the news assistant.
Yeah, I got a news assistant, yes.
And then the energy reporter.
And then the energy reporter.
Yeah, so I was a year behind. So I graduated the following year and got the Reuters internship, and then was also hired on because I was like, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get this job because I'm not going back to North Carolina.
Yeah.
So I got hired as a news assistant.
Yes. And
Ayesha,
then
were you instrumental in getting her there?
well, they did ask me. I was not instrumental. They did ask me, like, do you know Jasmine? Do you know this? I was like, yeah, I know her. I don't know her that well. They were talking about her and another Howard person. I was like, okay, I know both of them, but I
You're
didn't
still being a
have
hard
no
ass. You're like,
preference.
well,
Yeah, I didn't
I was
have,
the EIC.
but she knew the right person because she knew the bureau chief. The former bureau chief knew of like the work that Jasmine had done, so she knew the right
Yes.
person, and then she
Yes.
got in. And then Jasmine, I don't even know if you know this story, but what happened was I had gotten out of college and I was in therapy because it's like very stressful. You're making this turn in your life, and I was like, I'm lonely. I had my man who was my ex-husband. I had him, but I didn't have no friends close. All my friends had moved away because I was still in DC, but everybody else had left. And my therapist was like, "Well, you should try to, is there anyone who you could just like ask to go do something?" I was like, "Well, Jasmine, the intern, she's there." Just like, "Well, why don't you ask to do something with her and after work?" And I was like, I asked Jasmine to do like an exercise class. And Jasmine's like, "Yeah."
Aw.
And we've been besties ever since. Now, we did the exercise class, and then what would we do after the exercise class?
Go out to eat and
We would go
drink.
out to eat and drink. So we would,
I
but
see
we
no
were
problems with
always
this.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's exercise. And then we would go get like tacos or like the most unhealthy food. Then we would
Exactly.
drink and but from there, we just became inseparable. And like everybody in the newsroom if they saw one, they saw the other one. And we've been inseparable ever since.
Yeah, I did not know that story, but I did know. I was like, yes, I need someone to hang out with too.
Yeah.
Aw. Are
Yeah.
y'all
And
both
so
from the South? North
we
Carolina?
are. We're actually
We
both
are.
from North Carolina. I'm from
Hmm.
Durham, and
I'm from Nightdale. It's really close to
yeah.
Raleigh.
So yeah,
Mm.
so like we're very
Wow.
similar, but we didn't know until we started talking. Like, oh wow, we're like from the
Yeah.
same place and everything.
And even
There's
now, living together and hearing more of our stories from our families and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, we are very similar. We kind of even did the same things in high school and
Yeah,
things, and we didn't know each other yet.
yeah.
Was there ever a point? So at this point, where were y'all at? So Ayesha, you mentioned you were with a partner. Were y'all
Mhm.
married yet?
We weren't married, so we were a child. We was right neck and neck. That was the other thing that worked for us. So we both were in relationships at the time, and so we started hanging out as couples. We went to like a day trip to the beach together and all this. So we started hanging out as couples.
Cute,
Then
cute.
I got engaged first. Then you got engaged.
Yep. And I got
so,
engaged a couple
so
months
and we got
after.
yeah, she got engaged a few months after, and then I got married. She was in my wedding. She was one of my bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids.
Yeah, I got married in April of 2012, and you got married
In September of 2012.
and I
And
was
she
one
was
of
one of my bridesmaids as well.
yes, and then we started having babies, and it was like very quick, like
We were
so
going like back and forth.
back and
Like,
forth, back and
yes.
forth. Yeah.
Mm.
So I had my first one, then she had hers. So they're right behind each other. Then I
Yeah.
had Gabrielle.
And then
Then I
she
had
skipped
another
me
one.
and had
Yeah.
Annalise. She was
Then I
moving
had
fast.
Annalise, and then she
And
had
then I had
McKenna.
McKenna.
This
Yeah.
is reminding me so much of When Harry Met Sally. The little like couples interviews at the end. So cute. Well then, I mean, I'm a mom too. I've got two little ones. I have a 5-year-old, almost a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And one of the challenging things is the how it changes your relationships post having kids. Even if you both have kids, like my best friend in the world, I'm like, when's the last time I talked to her and there wasn't like at Legoland or at a, birthday party or something? How did y'all maintain like your core friendship? Were there any times when like y'all grew further apart, came back together, during those early years as you were becoming moms?
I think it helped that we were both kind of in the same situation because she had hers first, but then I had mine just a year later. So we were both able to like hang out with the babies.
Yes, that
When I
was
couldn't hang
big.
out with
Yeah.
other people, I'm like, no, I can't, make it out over there. But hey Aisha, let's just hang out at your house and the babies can just be here.
Yeah, that's basically what we did. Like we just would go to each other's houses, and that was our thing. Like we just would go to each other's houses and just have the kids doing whatever, and then we would be talking and catching up, and getting some food, getting some pizza, maybe have a little bit of wine. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it worked because we weren't able to go anywhere. So it was
Yeah.
like we got these kids all the time, but it's
Well, this
like
you mean
okay.
like during the pandemic? Is that what you mean by we weren't able to
No,
go
just
anywhere?
like
Just
no,
having
because we had
children.
children and it's hard to
Oh,
Yeah.
leave
oh,
the
And
house
so
with children.
if we'd go somewhere, like we'd go out to eat, but it's easier to go out to eat with her because she has the kids and we can just we literally just pass babies across the table,
Yes.
like, hey, her for a second, I'll take him for a second. And you
Yeah.
can't really do that with everyone. Like, not everyone wants your baby.
I
Yeah, and
know.
not everyone wants to deal with like a two-year old and a 3-year old throwing things all over the place and having
Hmm.
fits, but we're both used to it. And I do think, I mean, there were times where we didn't talk like every day. We never like we weren't talking like every day, but we were the type that if I needed something and she needed something, we could just call. It didn't matter. So it was like we knew we were both busy, we had stuff going on, but if there was anything, a birthday party, if someone got sick, if someone was we were just there for each other. Like it was just like, we did all the birthday parties, all the holidays, all the stuff together. Like that was just and it didn't matter if we hadn't seen it talked in like a month or something like that. We would just, okay, can we hang out? All right, let's go.
Yeah, and she also understood, like, I'll see my phone, like, oh, I thought I responded to this text. I typed it. I didn't hit the send button. It's still there. And so, we just both understood.
Yes,
You
yes.
really need those friends who are not like you don't even have to do the whole apology. I'm so sorry. It's been 2 weeks.
No.
Uh, you're right. And you only really need like one good friend
Yes.
like that. Makes me so happy that y'all have
Yes,
each
got
other
the one.
because I know I got my one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay, so when did y'all realize that you're both married, you're in these relationships? Were y'all also getting divorced around the same time? 'Cause I know that that was part of the reason y'all moved in together. Where Aisha, you were first again, and then you were
No,
like,
no,
"Come on
no.
now,
Jasmine
No,
went first
I
on that
went first
one.
this time,
She went first that time.
trailblazing,
Yes.
shaking it
She went
up."
first, but I was supportive.
She was very. And
I
I
was
would
we
say, yes, she was very instrumental to that whole transition and very helpful.
Yeah, so I was like,
Mm,
"Girl, what we got to do?" Okay, we riding.
Yeah.
It was like, "All
yeah.
right, I'm here. We going." And I at that time, I didn't I was in my situation. I thought not thinking could happen to me, but Lord, things happened very quickly and all of a sudden it was like my life has totally changed and I'm looking at Jasmine and Jasmine was so there, at the darkest of moments. Like Jasmine was there. And I remember Jasmine told me when I was going through my thing, she was like, this is the worst of it, but it's going to get better. She also told me when I was trying to not go on this work trip because everything was so stressful and there was a lot going on. And I was like, I don't know if I need to go to Alaska. I can't, it's too much going on. And she said, this is work. And you ain't gonna let that man stop you from working. And she's like, no, you gonna go do your work. Like, we not letting him stop you from working. I'll help out. I'll help with the kids. I'll help your mama. But we not doing that. And so that's the type of friend that you need.
Yeah. And even before we were living together, we were helping each other with the kids. Even before we were divorced, we were helping each other with the kids.
Yeah, if we needed
So
a
that was just
babysitter,
commonplace.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, if we needed a babysitter, somebody to stay with. Can you keep the kids now? Can I drop them off? Can you do a? Yeah, we were always doing that. Yeah.
'Cause we can't be dropping off the kids at anybody's house
No,
these days. You gotta
no,
really
not
trust.
at all. Yeah.
So you're both in. So at what point did y'all look at each other and you're like, "So do you want to form an alliance with me?" Like, when does that? Because it's one thing to support each other, but how did the
Always.
buying the house, moving in together, how did that all happen?
Yeah, I had always said, oh, okay, next time we move, we need to buy houses like beside each other. And this was even before, again, before we got divorced, because we were so involved in each other's lives, so involved in our like kids, each other's kids' lives. Like it would be so much easier if we lived next door and didn't have to keep getting in the car, because usually it was about a 20-minute drive. I was in DC, she was in Maryland. And it
Wow.
would be so much more convenient. But do you want to tell them how we
Yes.
decided to move in? Yeah.
So then what happened was, I think at some point we were talking, and I was like, maybe we should try to move in together, like, because I'm trying to figure out my next steps after the divorce. And Jasmine was like, I didn't want you to think I was crazy, but I had been thinking the same
I was like, thank you for saying it. I had the same thought, but I thought it might be weird. But no, we both on the
yeah.
same page.
Yeah, so she was like, this might be weird, but maybe we should live together. And I was like, yeah, like, I think maybe we should live together. At first, we were talking about maybe let's try to rent our place. Like, that was the thing. It was like, maybe we could find a place and rent it and just, da 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 da. But, we in the DC area. So by the time you start talking about renting a place that could fit 7 people, you're paying more than a mortgage. You're paying, just to have a half decent place. And so it was like, and then I was trying to figure out the timing too, because my kids were in school, and I'm like, okay, when do we want to try to make this move? And
Yep.
it became clear because my oldest was going to middle school. I was like, okay, I want to make this move before he starts middle school, because that's middle school is big. So I was like, I want him to be
And it would be a
settled.
transition anyway.
It would be a
So he'd have
transition
to change
anyway.
schools anyway.
He would have to
Yeah.
change schools anyway. So I was like, well, okay, let's move together. Let's start talking. And we just started talking like we normally do.
Yeah.
Like, okay, throwing ideas
Initially,
out. Yeah.
initially I think we had planned that just Ayesha would buy the house,
That much,
it would be
yes.
big enough for all of us, and like I would pay her rent, because I had experience with that. My last house I rented out the first floor, so kind of knew how to do that, knew that would be easy. But I think and we had planned to make the move during the summer while the kids, school had ended, summer vacation. But then we just started going to open houses because
Because
we
we were
went to,
impatient. I was
yes,
impatient.
I was too. And then, and I think as we were looking at going to open houses, seeing the market, seeing the prices, we were like, well, I was like, well, if we both bought the house, like throwing in my money as well, we can go bigger.
Bigger.
And
Yes.
bigger is better.
Okay.
Yes.
Bigger is
Yeah.
better. And I started thinking about it because I was like, well, why am I like trying to hold out? I think it was like it would, the thing was like, well, if you really buy together, then that could be really complicated. But then I thought about it. Okay, it's like, okay, if I meet a man and I fall in love in the next, year or two, we get engaged in what, a year or two? Like, basically, I would know this man for about 2, 3 years, and I would buy a home with him, right? Like, that would be acceptable. Once you got married or what, you was together a long time, you would buy a home. Like, at the most, I would know this man for maybe 4 or 5 years. I've known Jasmine, and we have been best friends and been through hell and high water for almost 20 years. And so it's like, well, why would I feel comfortable because a man says he loves me and I love him, buying a home with him? And I know, and now that we've been through divorce, we know if you would go through that, like, you have a lot more responsibilities. Like, there's a lot that
Yes.
comes along with that. If I would be willing to do that, why wouldn't I be willing to buy a house with Jasmine, who I know much better than any man who I would meet now and fall in love with and buy a house with? And so when I thought about it that way, I was like, this makes a lot more sense. And this doesn't sound as risky as, you think, because it's like, this is someone I actually know and have been through life with. And I would, take a risk with someone who I haven't even been through life with.
Yeah, and then the
That's a
other
good
part of
point.
that, I knew, like, if we did need to make decisions, like I've known Aisha 20 years, we get along, we can talk things out, we can make decisions, we can make, arrangements, plans. So I felt like it would be less of an issue in terms of coming to agreements, making plans, sticking to those plans.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
we're
hard enough to
both,
get
yeah.
a vacation out the group chat. Y'all got a whole house. I think because
out the
there's so many groups of friends. I went through it with my friends too. We're like, we should live together forever and have like a little commune, and we're all gonna have tiny houses. I went so far as to writing this, like when I was at Yahoo Finance, I wrote this article based on my friends and I wanting to buy homes together. And I got these attorneys and real estate attorneys involved, and it could be kind of complicated. Did y'all like get an LLC to purchase the house? Did you just commingle your finances and buy it as two individuals?
Yeah. I think we saw all those things and we're like, girl, this is a lot. There's too many kids to be trying to figure this out.
it's too much. It was too much.
Yeah.
And we neither one of us are type A, so we was like, look, okay. And neither one of us is like really money hungry. So we like, look, let's just buy this thing together. You put your money in, I put my money in, and we just gonna be co-owners. Like we both are 100% owners. So you can do the thing, and I forget the different names of it. You can do one where each of you owns a percentage. And so like if one of you, something, God forbid, happened to you, their percentage would go to someone else. Or you can do, and what we did was we just both own 100%. And so we're both, responsible for the whole thing. And then if something happened to us, then we would do a trust for for the other person, or the person would have a trust and it would go to that, like, or we'd sell the house and do the proceeds that way. And we have our own, like, we've already talked out our own side agreements for how we would handle that. And we know where we want the money to go, and we know how we want
Okay.
it to go.
You need to put that in writing somewhere,
We
or
do.
Yeah.
We
have
and we've been meaning
We
to do
we
it.
gonna get to it.
We gonna get to it, but we trusting in the Lord right now. But you should
Yes.
absolutely do it in writing. And it's not that we're like, oh, we don't want to do it in writing, but it's just we got 5
listen,
kids and we had to buy a house.
I have a husband. Have we done a advance directive and a will and
Yes.
all that shit? We were just talking the other day.
Yeah, so we have to.
You
So
know.
yeah, so we have to do. So all of that we have to do, but we are going to do it. But I have to say, the home buying process was the easiest
Yes.
process with Jasmine. I mean, I've seen my friends buying houses with their partners. And I think I kept going, well, I thank God I don't have to buy a house with a man, because me and Jasmine had none of them problems.
No.
We didn't have
No
no
bad credit.
argument. No, well, look, now
No,
I ain't saying
oops, I forgot to pay off that
I'm not
motorcycle that I
saying, look,
financed.
I ain't saying that there wasn't no credit issues, but we held each other down. Where
Yes.
she had the credit, I had the money. So,
Yeah.
so, so we complimented each other.
Hmm.
And then when it came to looking, it wasn't like, we both have such similar tastes that when we found the house, it was like, this it. Let's go. Like, it wasn't no, I was like, I went to the house, the open house, and I was like, Jasmine, I think this is the house. This works for us. She saw it and we were all in. Like, it wasn't like a whole bunch of disagreements on,
Not at all.
what type of house we want and what it's gonna look like, how much it's gonna cost. Like, we were just in sync. And that's the great, and like furnishing the house, like we pick out the stuff. It's not a whole bunch of arguing
Yes.
and back and forth. We just,
We can have
I,
colors around, like
yes,
nothing has to be like monotone or like black
no,
and
yeah,
brown. Everything's colorful.
Damn.
We decided, like,
yeah.
we went to the furniture store, we sat in different,
And couches,
couches,
yes,
and then we're like, what colors do we like? It
yes,
was very,
yeah, and
very simple. And it's like, if it's, I didn't like that, I was okay, let's go find, I'm like, I think this one's a little like too stiff. She's like, cool, let's go sit in another one. There's no
yes,
need,
yeah,
for anyone to, have to like compromise and be uncomfortable. It's like we can
yes,
find something we both like.
yeah. And there's less of the power struggles, because with sometimes, especially with like gender roles, it can be like this thing where it's like, I'm a man and you can't be telling me what to do.
No, I have
Like,
no
you
idea
have
what
no
you're
idea about
talking
that.
about.
You wouldn't know about that. But some
Yeah.
people somewhere may have dealt with that. Like where it's like, I'm a man and I have to assert my thing, and I like, there's all this other stuff that me and Jasmine, we don't have to deal with all that. We don't have to deal with all the power struggles and stuff, because
You're
it's
just
like,
making it sound so easy.
it was just like, we just
Even I mean, we could agree that we needed a new couch, which we got rid of. You have to like you have to like schedule the
yes,
trash
yeah,
pickup to come, and they come
yeah,
and crush your couch up. Tell me why
yeah.
it's been 3 weeks we have no new couch. We can't agree on a couch.
Well, that's the way I
Yeah.
think it was with our exes.
Exactly.
It's like we have to figure out who would agree, and even just deciding when to get the new couch. I think we need a new couch. I don't think we need no new couch. Just
Yes,
keep this one.
we
forever.
can wait. And
I don't-
what price point we did? But no, I don't want to spend that much. And like, oh, but I think we should spend a lot over here instead. And
Yeah. No,
What is
we
it
ain't-
about
we ain't got
friends that are just you don't have as much conflict? Is it? Yeah, I don't know. Can you describe it? Like,
What do you think? What do you think, Jasmine? Why we ain't got?
we're just like very in sync, and we can communicate.
Yes.
So like,
can
if there is a
communicate, yeah.
issue, we communicate very well, and there's not and there's not, like, as you said, not the power struggles. Like, we both know we are both on the same level. Both of our ideas matter equally. So it's just easier to get things done.
there's a high level of
Two-
respect. I can
Yes,
see.
and I
High
think
level
we
of,
have
and trust and
and
respect.
trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've known each other long enough that we know we both love each other. We're not out to hurt each other. We would never do that, right? Like, so we're just trying to work with each other. And I think also because you don't have the romance part, you don't have all the like, do you love me? Are you that other
not the
stuff
guessing
going
games.
on. The guessing, do you love me? Are you still here for me? Da, da, da. Like, you have all that extra stuff. And I feel like me and Jasmine ain't got that. So it's just like, you my friend, I'm your friend. That's it. We don't have to do all the, are you still in love with me? Do you still want to be with me? That complicates it, right?
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah.
So, y'all, what are the ages of your kids? What's age range you have going on?
So 11, 10, 9, and 2 7-year-olds.
Yes.
So we was
7
really
years- and-
going just
Yes.
back
yeah.
and forth.
And one of the
Protect.
7-year-olds, mine is about to be 8.
Okay, yeah.
So it would be 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Like, literally. Yeah. So.
Okay. So just real talk. I mean, first you have the transition of their father, their mommy and daddy are no longer together. You have that big talk. How did y'all navigate that? And then how did it go when you were telling them, and mommy and auntie Ayesha and auntie Jasmine, like, we're going to all live together? How did those conversations go? How different were they? How did the kids take it?
I think the kids were excited, but also it's like, this is different. Because, like,
Yeah.
my kids had lived in the same house their whole life. And so they were kind of like, I don't know, And
So
then
y'all
they had
owned
to
a house
choose.
that you had to sell?
Yeah, I owned the house that I had to sell. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so I had been in that house for 15 years. And so my kids were used to that. But I mean, they were excited. They were excited to live with, Zola and McKenna. And they loved once we found the new house, they loved the new house. They wanted to move to it immediately.
Yeah, same with
And so
my
yeah.
kids. Initially very excited. I get to stay with my best friend. It's a sleepover every night. They their first request was, hey, can I stay with my best friend, not my sister? I don't want to have a room with my sister. I want a room with my friend. It's cool.
Oh, when they were picking rooms and stuff?
When
Like,
we first announced it, that even then it's okay, I don't want a room with my sister. But then too, after the excitement and, they were all hugging each other, yeah, it's going to be great. Then they did have their kind of one-on-one conversations with us, hi, expressing their concerns, what's going to happen? What does this mean? And that we had to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's still, for the kids, it is a transition because now you're in a new home, you're in a new space, and then you have to share with a whole bunch of kids. And kids are they're not like me and Jasmine where we're just easy going, whatever happens. they're like, this is mine, and why is she in my space? And da, da, da. So I think that's always
or she's looking at me wrong. She's being too loud.
Yeah. But the thing is, they'll complain about each other, but they can't stay away from each other. We have plenty of room in the house. They can separate out, but they will all be on top of each other.
Yes. Yes, but constantly oh, she's getting on my nerves, or he's bothering me, but all sitting on the same couch.
On the same couch
Y'all could just
together.
move. You
you
know?
could just leave each other. No,
Yes.
I'm gonna sit in the living area. I'm gonna go touch him, and then I'm gonna run over here to him, and I'm gonna laugh and be smiling. Then we're gonna be kicking on the couch together. So it's like I'm kind of like, okay, y'all
Yeah.
love, and I keep telling them, I'm like, y'all love being together because y'all all up on each other.
Yeah.
So it's 5 kids, 2 adults. So how many rooms is this house? Like, what's the layout like? Do you each have your own living quarters or do you share living spaces?
Yeah,
So
so no, we share living spaces definitely, but we have our own space. And I know I have my space upstairs, which I love. Now,
Are
Jazz,
you in the Queen's Den right now?
I'm in
You're
the
in your
Queen's
room.
Den. Yeah, I'm in the Queen's Den. And so I have my own, like, so upstairs is only me. So it's my bedroom, and I got my beautiful bathroom and all that stuff. Now, Jazz was downstairs in the basement, but she does have a big
I have
room.
a
But
very
we
large
made
room.
sure
Yes.
she has a very large room. She has a very large room. And the great thing about this house, so it's basically, how many bedrooms is
It's
it?
5 bedrooms.
It's 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, and all the bathrooms are full bathrooms,
Hmm.
which is also huge.
That's great.
Like, so that's the wonderful thing about it. So we have a bunch of bathrooms. Basically, I'm up, I have my own space. Then on the main level, we have the older kids, so my son and the older girls. And there are 2 bathrooms on the main level, including one in the older girls'
Yeah.
room. So they need that because they have skincare and all that stuff. So they have to do their skincare
Ooh,
routines.
Yes.
preteen.
They're preteens, so they have to do the skincare. And then downstairs on the bottom, we have Jasmine and we have the little girls.
And there's
And we
another
have
living
another,
space as
it's
well.
another living
You
room.
know.
Yeah, it's another living room. And so
Okay.
we have 2 living rooms basically. And then, yeah, so
See, now that
that,
would have been my first fight. Why does she get stuck with the kids downstairs and you get to be on top of the castle?
But you know, like
listen,
down here, I can also sneak out when I need to. You
yes, you can
know, I don't
sneak
have to
out.
go past,
Yeah.
because the little girls will just be asleep or, I mean,
Yes.
I can sneak out the garage when I need to. I don't
She
have to
can
go
sneak out the
through all the
garage. She can
children.
have somebody in there. I got to go through the whole thing. Everybody got,
Okay. I feel like it's
yeah.
like paparazzi waiting to get your picture, but it's just the kids waiting
It's
with
the
their
kids.
Yeah.
It's
problems.
the kids. Yeah. So
So are y'all so comfortable? Like, is it, you have those mom friends where like I mean, their kid comes over and everyone's getting time out together. If someone's acting up, like you're good. Was there any like awkwardness of co-parenting? Or is it like when something happens, y'all send each other's kids to each other? Like, are y'all conflict resolutioning as co-parents? How does that all work? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think when, like, if someone, is hurt or upset, like, we can both deal with that. If it's a bigger issue or something requiring, like, actual discipline, we will send that to the other parent to deal with. But, the day-to-day things like, oh, she took my toy, he's got the iPad and I want it. Either one of us, can deal with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I mean, I think that we both try to be caring for the other's kids. So like, if they're having a rough day or having a rough time, I think we're both there to comfort the kids and like to be there for them and to just try to do what we can do, but then also give the other parent a heads up. So we give, like, I'm giving Jasmine a heads up, or she's giving, what such and such was upset about this. Okay, such and such seemed like they not happy. So you have to deal with when they get home. They upset.
Yeah.
So that so we can kind of do that too, or be like, oh, I saw them. They seem happy. They seem fine. Yeah, no, they not upset no more. Yeah, they cool.
Yeah. And it
you know.
helps that like we're not new to each other's kids. Like we have been around
Yeah.
them, we are their first babysitters, when we needed
Yes.
something, they've been around us all the time. We've watched them, solo before when I had a work event or she had to go out somewhere. So they're used to the both of us and they're used to like listening to the both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a
So
good point, right? I mean, and y'all have that love for each other. Y'all been, they've,
yeah,
it's really special when you love your best friend's kids.
yes.
It feels a little, I love it. Okay. So financially, like, or like financial responsibilities, you're splitting the mortgage 50-50? Is it like y'all share a bank account for the household? Like, how do you manage all that?
We have like joint utilities, and so we don't split everything 50-50 because because of, I make more money. So it's like one of those things where I make more money. So but we split them, but we split them like in a way that we feel is equitable, right? And then when it comes to utilities, we just split them, like I think I do electric and water,
And
and
I
you
do
do
gas.
gas. And then you do, and some of the, like we got some joint stuff like from Home Depot
Yeah.
and the blind, and
Yeah,
some,
paying
we got
off
some
the washer dryer, and yeah, we
dryer
got
and all that
custom
stuff. So yeah,
blinds. Yeah, so we kind of
got
split it
custom blinds.
equitably so everyone
Yeah.
is comfortable.
So everybody's comfortable. Yeah. And so that's how we did it. And really this is new for me because I never split nothing in my old house. I ain't had nothing. So this is new for me to have somebody help with anything.
Well, when you're in a couple too, like I'll go to dinner, it doesn't feel, I'm like, damn, it's expensive being married. Like at least when I was dating, it felt like I was getting half off. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't my bill.
Yeah.
So with the mortgage, did y'all kick in the same amount, or did y'all work out some kind of agreement for how much you were kicking in for the house itself, like the down
Yeah.
payment and the cost of the
Yeah,
house?
we made an agreement based on
We
kind of
made an
where we
agreement.
both were.
Yeah, because we were. I
Okay.
think that's the thing about us. Is like for me, I'm like I just want the house, so I could come up with this much.
Yeah.
How much can you come up with? And that was that.
Yes.
Like it was like,
And
I
we had
want the
both
house.
sold houses as well.
Yes, yeah.
I had previously sold my house when I got divorced. So there were funds there. We just had to
Yes.
figure out how to make it all work.
Yeah, so it was really like, let's make this work. Like, I want to get this house. What can you come up with? You can come up with that. I can come up with this. And like, for me, like with stuff like that, it's just like, I mean, I'm not I'm like, we get in the house, we all paying the bills. It's all comes out in a wash. Like, I've never been like a super, like dollar for dollar person because obviously even as I said in my last situation I was paying for everything, so I'm not a I'm more about the outcomes than like dividing up. You owe me this, da 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 da. Although we have talked about how we would deal with that since I put in more or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's not.
And then
Yeah.
also with the DC housing market and us needing such a large house, like a 5-bedroom house is not the norm in DC. And we have it's a single family home, full backyard and everything that we wanted for our kids. Kind of, we had to move quickly. So it's like,
And we had to
what
figure
do
it
you have now? What can you get now? And we just like figured it out together
And we worked
in
it
order
out,
to
yes.
get that down payment so we could get the house we wanted.
To do it. Yeah. And
Oh, I
also,
see.
I always say, if I have, you have. You know what I'm saying? And Jasmine has always been the same way with me. So it's like if I'm riding, you riding. If I'm good, you good. So that's how I think we both look at it. Neither one of us are the type that send in Venmo requests. I spent $20 on drinks last night,
Yes.
and you drove, and you
Not
never
the
paid me.
not the split wise text at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
No.
We've never done that.
Because
We don't
it
do
all
that.
comes out. Like, we go out all the time. We're hanging out
we
all
go
the
out all the
time.
time.
Kids will need stuff at different times. We're getting each other's kids things. It all just kind of evens out.
We don't do that. We don't go, you owe me $20 from when I spent on blah blah
Yeah.
blah. That's not how we do. So
So how is it? I think maybe because Ayesha, I knew you a little bit before this, and I think we might have talked about this over some cocktails in Miami at the conference we were both at. But are y'all dating? Do you have relationships? Have you figured out what it's like? I mean, you got built-in babysitting. That's
yes,
nice.
we do.
But how has that been?
No, that's huge. Like having a built-in babysitter is huge, and that was a big reason why I also was like, let's get this house because I was spending thousands of dollars on nannies and not on more than my mortgage. And so by being in this house, with Jasmine, she's already saved me thousands and thousands of dollars each month. But when it comes to dating, yes, I'm dating. I'm doing some dating, and
Some.
nice man. Um, and Jasmine, I'll let you.
Yeah.
say what you say.
And the same thing, yeah, having the built-in babysitter because, I wasn't paying for babysitters. I was just staying home. So I was at the house all the time. Now I can go out. So yes, dating is happening. There is someone, but that's all I'm saying.
We working on it,
Yes.
but we got to be careful because you know how it is. You know how these we know how it is. So
Am I supposed to know how it is? I haven't dated in a while.
you have, oh yeah. Well,
I don't
we
know how
hadn't
it is.
either. We hadn't
No,
either
we haven't
in
either.
many years. But yeah, we back out there. We back out there.
What's been pleasantly surprising about dating? Tell me something good.
Something good.
Yeah, you no.
Yeah, something good.
No, my thing is that sometimes you can meet someone who's like, I think to me, I feel like it's getting better. Like I feel like I'm meeting better, not like better people. Like everybody has worth, but you get what I'm saying. Better for me. That's what I should say.
Better
I feel
matches.
like what's amazing is like, oh, I could meet someone like I like this person. I thought that was something, but then you meet someone else and you're like, oh my goodness. I'm also a hopeless romantic, but like you meet someone else and you're like, oh my goodness, this is like I haven't experienced this before, and this is I didn't know it could be like this because both me and Jasmine, we were our exes were people we met in college. And so we didn't have like dating in our 20s. We didn't have a bunch of relationships.
Yeah.
Neither one of us really had any relationships. I think that was your first boyfriend.
Not first, but one like first serious one. Yeah.
First serious boyfriend. He was like my only boyfriend. So like it's not like we had a bunch of relationships to like, so I think that's what, like that it can get better.
Yes,
Like, you can,
I'd say that, yeah, to be like, oh, this is how things could be. It could be like nice and calm and sweet.
So they
like,
set a very
yes.
low bar.
well, you said that.
Yes, you said it.
I mean, it makes sense because they ain't in the picture anymore. So y'all are getting to see each other like get all cute, dolled up, go out, and then you get to like debrief together when you get back. If you get back, I don't know. Sometimes we'll see how it goes, but but has there been a conversation over like, are the men coming over, the gentlemen or whoever, are they coming over? Are we having like, are y'all have an agreement on like what those boundaries are?
I think we have, neither of us are like involving the children at all. So it's like, how can we help each other to make things work? So kind of what needs to happen? Do I need to, oh, I'll take all the kids and we'll go, we'll go to the malls, or what needs to happen, and we just kind of communicate because the kids are completely separate.
So it's like, okay, I need to keep the kids, and she'll tell me like, look, if you need, I'll keep the kids distracted while you get them up the stairs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So
like,
when is your
like,
YouTube show coming out? Because the world needs to know. Yeah, the world needs to see. But
that's how we work with. But neither one of us, both of us, are very much like, you can't just bring people around the kids.
Yeah.
And we talk with each other about like, okay, how are we even going to start those? The good thing is we can bounce off each other like, how should we even start those conversations with the kids? And what do you think we should do? What do you think, and we're like, we're working with each other on like, what do you think our kids can handle? What do you think? What if I start saying it, and then maybe that'll get your kids used to the idea, and then we can just like talking about it,
bounce ideas off each other, like kind of what like she said, kind of which children's temperament will be good, like with this, like what can we like what can they handle, and like who should we bring this to first, and maybe they'll get all the other children on board.
We can strategize, so yes. But we do want to make some content. We are going to try to do and we do have an Instagram. We ain't started the whole thing yet, but it's under one roof.
Yes, under one roof, the number one and 3 F's in roof. Because it's
3 F's, not 3 F's.
Well, it's under one roof, forging family.
Family. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, gotcha.
Under one roof, forging family.
That's like me when I couldn't get Mandi money on TikTok. I just added a couple extra A's.
Yeah.
Like,
we tried to give it meaning. Yeah.
We tried, so under one roof, forging family. So
we will put the link in our show notes. BA Fame, y'all could be the first IG followers. This is hot news.
Yeah.
And do you have a YouTube yet, or you said you're working on that? That takes a little bit more time.
Yeah, working on that. We'll wait. I mean, there are 5 kids to contend with, so we may get there eventually.
Put them to work.
Well, we've started some. My middle child is trying to be a TikToker, streamer, everything. So she and Jasmine, the other great thing is Jasmine is really great with like the kids and like like she'll play Fortnite with them. She will, and I don't like to play Fortnite. I don't like to do it. It's like she's worked on like a TikTok streaming plan with Gabrielle. Like we really do co-parent. Like she when they had dance, I was like busy working, and like Jasmine is doing the dances for the,
Yeah,
when
we
they
have
had
our
to
whole dance
rehearse.
practice in the living room. Like, okay.
She's learning it. Yeah. So I cook. She helps with homework. Like so
Yeah.
we really
Yeah.
divide it
It's
up.
like
And
division of
so
not just finances, but of labor and of everything.
of labor. Yeah. So and she washes the clothes. I do a lot of the grocery shopping. I do the cooking, and like we just try to do, and then she has a lot more patience with the kids for their homework, so she does that. Which I appreciate cuz I would much rather fry up some pork chops than to help with some homework. I
Yeah.
don't want to do that. Um so yeah.
I'm picturing
So
that one video from Beyonce's Lemonade where like all the women are just in the like they're in the beautiful countryside and
yeah.
someone's bringing in the collards and like
Yeah,
washing the
yeah.
baby and it's just I'm sure it's not always like that because there are
Yes.
children and it's
Yes, their
technology
children. Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Has there been anything that y'all have found out about each other that you didn't know before? 6 months into living together now, it's been any surprises?
Like I said, I think I've learned things about her from before I knew her. Like we were very similar, like in high school. Like we were both very, quiet in the books, doing school newspaper, that kind of thing. Kind of very, very similar. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And both of us, like, how did we end up in journalism where we have to talk to people all the time when we were just like, I'm gonna stay in my room by
Same.
myself. Yes, I'm not out there,
Yeah.
in high school doing all these things. I'm like, yeah, but we're both like, yeah, I can just do that. I can go, just go up and, we both cover, politics and business journalism. Like I can just go up to a CEO or a senator and, put a microphone in his face and that'll work.
Yeah. Well, I think I knew before, but I didn't like Jasmine worked hard. I knew she worked hard, but Jasmine worked hard. This is a hard working lady. And so I'm like, that's why we need the support because it's like we're both working our butts off. Like, and raising these kids and then doing everything for our kids, like, really, like, making sure that they're emotionally healthy, which is a lot, especially with preteens, because they got so many emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. And
The
then
older kids are both girls?
no, so my oldest, there's one boy and four girls. So my
Oh,
oldest,
Which is
yes,
another
so
whole
my
dynamic.
oldest, that's a whole nother
Yes.
dynamic. So Reggie is the only boy and he's 11.
that
And
name.
then
So cute.
Zola, her oldest
Yes,
is
mine is
10.
10.
And then going down. So yeah,
Hmm.
so we got some preteens and they got a lot of emotions. So we're trying to deal with all that, and I'm hosting shows, and she's doing everything. She's managing a team, and so I think it's like I see how hard she works, and it's like, how in the world were we doing all of this?
Yeah.
Like,
And with all
it's
the
really a lot.
same with Ayesha being at NPR and then doing all of her other, speaking engagements. And of course, she has her book out and promoting that. And, we are doing a lot. And the kids are also doing a lot. They like to have their, extracurriculars, whether it's, dance, and my kids like art, and kind of figuring that out and having time to do all those things.
Do y'all broke? Well, Aisha, you go into the office some days and then you're working from home, right? Is that right? Are you both hybrid
Yes.
or?
We're both
Both hybrid,
hybrid.
yes.
Yeah, both hybrid. And so the way it works now, pretty much Jasmine usually is taking the kids to school and then I'm like picking them up from school.
Well, that
So we kind
that
of,
pickup
yes.
drop off, that's great. Yeah, to talk
Yes.
about
Yes.
that.
Hmm.
That's a whole dance.
Yes. Yeah, so we had to because my oldest is in middle school, so but luckily he's very close to his school, so he doesn't have to do that. But our youngest, that's why it was also important that we all the girls go to the same school because we could have had the option they would have been to different schools because the way DC works. But once my kids got into her kids' school, I was like, oh no, the logistics, no, 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 no. To really make this work, Everybody gonna be in the same school, so we can do the pickups, the drop-offs. Our youngest are in the same class. So, but you would think that would make it easy, but every time they come home and we say, what did happen with the homework?
But
They
different
got different
answers.
stories.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't ask 7-year-olds, because it's like, what's the home? No, this is the homework. No, that's the
That's
homework.
the homework. We don't have any, or no, like that was just classwork. That was just after school
Yeah, that
stuff.
was classwork. So it's we like, how y'all
Their
in the
brains
same
haven't
class?
caught up to the fact that they're in the same house. They can't have two different stories now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how y'all in the same class, but y'all don't, but they're both doing really well. They
Yes.
both got in the 90 percentiles for their first quiz, so
Okay.
we doing
Only been
good
a
in
few
this
weeks.
house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, has it created any funny moments with them telling their teacher, like, like trying to explain the living arrangement? Has that come up at all? Not that it matters. I mean, like, who
No,
cares what
I
people
don't
think, but
know
has
if
it
it
come up?
has, but it has had funny moments when they're telling us stories about what happened at school. Because when there's drama at school, now all the kids have seen it, and so it'll be like, yeah, there was a fight. Oh, I saw it. I saw this part. Oh no, I didn't see that part,
Yeah.
girl. And they
Oh,
all
and the teacher
start
said
telling,
this or didn't say this, and then afterwards they got taken to the hall. I saw that. Like it's
I
a
saw
whole
that
story.
part of it. Yeah, so so we get into that whole thing. So that's funny.
Yeah.
It's too funny. I mean, I wonder if like the teachers or the parents will just assume that y'all are, just a same sex couple and like any other family.
I think that people may assume that when we out and about,
Yeah.
because they do say, "Are those y'all kids?" And we be like, "Yeah." When we're walking,
Yeah.
because it's like with 5 kids, it stands out. So there
Mm-hmm.
are people who are like, And I was telling a neighbor who lived behind us when we first moved in. I was telling her, I live. I was telling her, yes, my friend and her kids. She was like, "Is that your girlfriend?" She was trying to be respectful, like,
Yeah.
your
Oh, then the
your
neighbors are trying to figure it
your
out.
and I'm like, no,
Yes,
Yeah.
my partner.
yeah,
Yes,
she
my
is my
girlfriend.
partner. She's my life partner, my co-parent, but romantically, we don't
No.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure
Y'all
it's
watch
what a
Gilded
lot of the
Age?
neighbors think that we haven't actually had a conversation with.
Yes. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let him wonder.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
wonder, y'all watch The Gilded Age? Do you know that show?
Do you watch that, Jasmine? Now,
No.
I only watch horror and stuff. And now
have
that
not
is
thought
where
that
we
way.
are. This is where we're different.
Yo, yes.
We are very different on this. I like horror and all this stuff. Jasmine,
I like the
she
drama and the
she
rom-coms.
drama.
Yeah.
She like rom.
Oh, okay, so you're my Gilded Age girl. I'm about to
Yes.
say.
So
Because
she might watch that. That's
Yeah,
something she might watch.
I might have to look it up if I can watch anything
It's so
without the
good.
children around. That's the other thing. Like,
It's
is it
actually
family
because
friendly?
I've had my 5-year-old about, and I'm like, Mommy's Story is on, and he's kind of playing, and it's so boring to him because it is a drama. It's very conversation heavy. But anyway, there's 2 sisters, an older sister and a younger sister. They're in like their 60s or 70s. They live together, in New York together during the post Civil War era. Anyway, just it's very. Now, y'all, there is a power struggle there, but I just feel like it's really, I mean, just 2 women living together and making life together. It's just like, so hell yeah. I'm kind of like, damn, I wish I had taken this side quest, but everything happens. Everything happens for a reason.
Everything does. Yeah. Yeah.
But you said you're a hopeless romantic. So what happens if y'all fall in love and meet a boo? And
I
have y'all
think we're
talked about
both.
that?
Yeah, I think we're both open to that, because I think we're also both like, we don't know that this is we're not expecting this to be forever
Yeah.
necessarily. And even when we were talking about buying together, I was like, well, I'm thinking negative. So I'm like, well, what if I lost my job? So like, that's like, we're not thinking about that. You could get a promotion to some great job or something like that, and then we'll have to sell the house, and that would be fine. And then, like, we're both like, we know that if we fell in love and decided that we needed to, go to another sort of living arrangement, we could do that. Because I
Yeah.
think we both, I mean, my goodness, if we fell in love with somebody and we got to that point, I'm once again, I'm like, girl, what you need? Because once you get to that point, all I want is the best for you,
Yeah,
right?
we would
And I
both be
think-
supportive of it, and it's just a conversation.
Yeah.
And we're both, we would work it out. Like, it doesn't obviously, like, no one can move out like immediately. We would work it out. We would discuss it. We would figure out for the kids what's the best thing to do. What's the best time frame?
I'm on team move them in. Why are you not moving at all? because y'all are the core. You're the
Yeah,
for
we the
sure.
core. Yes, they would have to.
That may not
Yeah.
work out.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I'm
the
like,
thing. That's
don't.
why I
You have
say it would have.
gold here. Don't lose
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm like. I'm like, look, we just, because men come and go. So it's kind of like, if we get to that point, I don't think either one of us are like, we jumping off the cliff anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think we're both
Yeah.
like, and like you said, I'm not trying to mess this up. Like, you going to have to, you have to figure it out, sir.
Yes.
More the merrier. Because even if you do get booed up, like it's the same thing. You'll still need that support.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like they would have to fit into this situation, not the other way
situation.
around.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And a good man would see the value in what this is.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. And that's the
know.
only thing we're dealing with, because we ain't dealing with no problems. So
Yeah.
if you're giving us
Right.
problems,
No drama. Who has time for that?
we don't
No
need
one
that.
does.
We don't
Well,
need
I'm
that.
so excited for y'all to tell your story. I'm very honored that I get to tell part of your story and be a part of the first press tour as you launch.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
This is our first interview.
Yeah.
Your first interview.
Our first joint interview about yes.
Well, thank y'all for sharing it. Okay, BA fam, you're going to go to the show notes and we can follow them on IG, follow the YouTube. Y'all got to get that YouTube page. Even if there's nothing there, just get it set up so we can get some early subscribers.
Yeah.
And otherwise, Ayesha Rascoe, we can find her at NPR on the Sunday edition and also Up First morning. What is it?
Yes, Weekend Edition.
Weekend Edition. Thank you.
Yeah, Weekend Edition. Up First on Saturdays and Sundays. So, and on Sundays it's called the Sunday Story, but it's the Up First feed. So Up First on Saturdays and Sundays, you'll hear me. Yeah.
And Jasmin, are you also on IG? Or you want everyone to just follow y'all at Under the Same Roof?
Under one roof.
Under one roof. Under one roof.
Under one roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Under
Well,
one
y'all let
roof.
me know. We'll put whatever you want in the show
Yes.
notes.
Yes.
Good luck to you both. Good luck with back to school season. I'm so happy that it's going well. I hope
Yes.
peace continues. What are y'all doing for the holidays? Are we doing a big family thing? Y'all just went to Disneyland, Disney World.
Yeah. So we're gonna decorate like crazy. Multiple Christmas trees. We're
We've
also
already discussed it.
both
Yes.
very into holiday decor. We already did
Oh,
this we already did it for Halloween. We
Yes.
have a
Our
whole
Halloween
setup.
stuff is already up. So
It's really it's
love
really amazing. And so for Christmas, we getting all our stuff out. We're gonna get some more stuff. We're gonna try to do some lights outside, the big inflatable stuff. We're going all out. So, and like I said, multiple Christmas trees, at least two,
At least two,
maybe
yeah.
three. At least two, maybe three. We're
Maybe
going all the
three.
way out.
Outdoor Christmas trees are always good. Y'all gotta do family photos together. Get
Oh
portrait.
yeah, we have to pick out. We need to do matching pajamas, but not all matching because I think the kids have too much personality for that. So I think we would, but definitely together
Yeah.
pictures.
we definitely
We're
want
gonna
to.
do
Saying this, I'm thinking about Reggie and Zola.
Reggie.
Yeah.
So I make Reggie. Then
Okay.
we're gonna have to. Zola
Bribery.
ain't gonna want to be left out.
Okay, we'll
Yeah,
see.
but-
Simple bribe.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have to bribe or let them pick. We have to let the older kids pick, and then yeah. So we might have to make some adjustments, but definitely, we definitely got to do some family photos.
Well, if they ever do another Full House reboot, I want this model to be the model. That's what we need. All right, y'all take care. BA fam, don't forget to like and subscribe to Brown Ambition. Leave us a review. And while you're at it, go follow Ayesha and Jasmin's accounts. We're going to link those in the show notes again. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me at Brown Ambition. I'll see y'all next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.